Hey everybody, and welcome to Rise and Grind. You got Coffee Traveler here again with 5 articles. Number 1, this is from nature.com. We love nature. We love articles also about science because that's basically where you find the least amount of violence. Now, science and things that get produced can lead to violence and other things, but with that said, let's take a look. Ending extreme poverty has a negligible impact on global greenhouse gas emissions. I think this has been a widely held idea that the upper crust is creating way more, the top 1% is creating way more problems for the world than the bottom 1%. Like, we still need to end, like, poverty for sure, but it won't have a negligible, because like as people get spending more and get doing things, which is good. I want that to happen. Nobody should be in poverty, but the abstract says growing consumption is both necessary to end extreme poverty and one of the main drivers of greenhouse gas emissions, creating a potential tension between alleviating poverty and limiting global warming. Most poverty reduction has historically occurred because of economic growth, which means that reducing poverty entails increasing not only the consumption of people living in poverty, but the consumption of people with a higher income. We estimate the emissions associated with the economic growth needed to alleviate extreme poverty using the internal poverty line of the US $2 per day. Even with historical energy and carbon intensity patterns. I just heard a noise in my house. Where were we? Lower the inequality, higher energy efficiency, and decarbonization of energy can ease the tension further. Assuming the best historical performances, the emissions for poverty alleviation in 2050 will be a reduction of 90% or more. More ambitious poverty lines require more economic growth in more countries, which leads to notably higher emissions. The challenge to align the development and climate objectives of the world is not in reconciling extreme poverty alleviation with climate objectives, but the providing sustainable middle income standards of living. Yeah. What do you mean my mega yacht has a recycling bin in it? Hashtag doing my part. Let me go hop on my helicopter to go to my, like, 5th property that I own. Yeah. Ugh. Or people like standing up for stop bullying Taylor Swift in her private jet. It's like, this woman's a billionaire and highly successful. I think she'll be okay. In the main here, ending extreme poverty requires increasing consumption. However, rising income and consumption levels have historically been the main drivers. Existing research is I did put this in chat. Good. Okay, so if you want to follow along the article or read other things, feel free to do that. It'll also be linked in the YouTube description below. Studies using this approach have generally found that eradicating poverty leads to a modest increase in global emissions, with estimates ranging from less than 1% to about 3%. Yeah, getting people out of poverty doesn't change much, because you're not going from like poverty to owning a mega yacht. You're going from poverty of like, oh my God, I can actually like maybe own a car? Not even own a car. The poverty, like, it's $2, like $2 a day. You're not even owning a car at that levels. You're living multi-generational living in one house. Like, you're in a probably 2,000 square foot house with 6 generations in it. Yeah, you're not even having anything yet. Like, the poverty line is so low across the world based on the standards of this. It's just, my general premise is that we live in a post-scarcity society. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we don't have a scarcity of resources. We have a distribution problem. And the reason that I know this is true, because billionaires exist and double-digit millionaires exist. Double-digit millionaires are like on the verge of being actively evil. I know that triple-digit millionaires are definitely actively evil. Like, there's some breakpoint between 10 million and 100 million where like it's actively evil to go get more money. Because you have enough for like lifetimes. So it's not poor people's problem to solve the climate crisis. It's the people who take 5 luxury vacations a year flying everywhere. The people who own 5 cars, 10 properties, like even just like 2 or 3 properties. Like, you don't need that. And businesses are responsible, and we need to have like good legislation against it, because no business will ever do anything. So there's like a ton more to this article, and it's like really interesting. I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. The poor people are not the problem. Do not punch down. Punch up at the rich people. Stop punching down at all the poor people trying to just not be poor and trying to just get along. Yeah, Black Canadian, in my mind, it's like 5 million. In my perfect utopia, like if you have more than 5 million, you make room for someone else. You retire, you're done, you're good. You have enough. You have enough for yourself. Now, if you have a family of 4 and like, you know, you have 5 million per person, that's $20 million. That's plenty of money. Like all these people sucking like Tim Apple's dick, like because he went from 160 million a year and he reduced his salary as the head of Apple down to like 80 million or 60 million or some number. I was like, this is still an amount of money that like he just quit and make room for someone else. Just make room for other people. I do always call him Tim Apple. It's good to see some companies offering eco-friendly stuff, but it's mostly just eco-washing, right? It's like, it makes you feel good about it, but like, but again, let's support poor people and let's not block them out of being poor. So, don't punch down. Don't do it. Bring everyone together. Don't punch down. It's not poor people's fault that the world is burning. It's rich people's fault that the world is burning. Let's go to our next article here. Honestly, I say like, let's do nonviolent. God, I say let's do like nonviolent news, and like it turns straight to violence. Turning to reusable stuff, less packaging, less waste. Yeah, absolutely. Or like if it's packaged up. So for example, you can buy, this happened years ago. You can buy a shower curtain, right? And you go to the store and you go to the aisle. One of the shower curtains is in clamshell packaging. One of the shower curtains is wrapped up in plastic, and another shower curtain just has a small piece of cardboard on it. Well, guess what? I bought the one that had a small piece of cardboard on it because I didn't want all the other waste associated with the other products. I didn't super care like what the shower curtain is. I cared that the company packaged it up in a way that was sustainable, which is cardboard. And it is like, you have to package it up in something, I agree, but like clamshell packaging is not the way. Yeah, so anyways, it started blasting. Here's the second article. Let's go on. Let's move on. A 6-planet solar system in perfect synchrony has been found in the Milky Way. From AP News. We've read some things from AP News before. Super sweet. Love astronomy. A set of planets that are perfectly rotating around. What? Astronomers have discovered a rare in-sync solar system. Oh, they're back. No? Backstreet never left, or it's always been here? Damn it. I'm making joke boomer humor here, so don't mind me. Wasn't funny. We'll just move on. Astronomers have discovered a rare in-sync solar system with 6 planets moving like a grand cosmic orchestra, untouched by outside forces since their birth billions of years ago. The find, announced Wednesday, can help explain how solar systems across the Milky Way galaxy came to be. This one is 100 light years away from the constellation Coma Berenices. Oh my god. Some of these words that they like name things, like, let's make them more approachable for everybody. Come on. A light year is 5.8 trillion miles. It's a little bit. It's a little bit away. Pair of planets. The pair of planet-hunting satellites, NASA's TRESS and the European Space Agency's CHEOPS, or CHEOPS, teamed up for observations. None of the planets in perfect synchronicity are within the star's so-called habitable zone, which means little, if any, likelihood of life as we know it. It's interesting. They don't have a diagram here of like what it looks like, but it sounds like it's not in that like sweet spot of where life will exist. It's either too far away and it's too cold, or it's too close and it's like Mercury and it's like too hot. So interesting though that such a set of planets could exist. Like sure, the infinity of the universe, sure, but the fact that we get to like discover one and know that one exists out there and we know that it exists, that's incredible. Yeah, so love that. Sonic, hello, how are you? We're reading articles here. Next article. This is from The Messenger. I don't know of this source, but what caught my eye, there are rogue planets that are just vibing outside of solar systems. Yeah, like this one called Pluto that they don't think is a planet anymore. This one I thought was interesting because like naps are very controversial. Around our household here, naps are garbage. You feel worse after taking a nap. Naps are horrible. Never do it. Don't do it. Hate naps. But apparently penguins take thousands of micronaps every day. Like imagine if you could just like micronap. Interesting. Each nap lasts seconds, but accumulates over 11 hours of sleep each day. This is an interesting evolution design that like an animal out there just micronapping. Polite Canadian, you can find a new family if you got disowned over Thanksgiving bullshit because those people didn't care about you. So you find new family. Pluto's a Sawdog. Pluto is a dwarf, although size doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, micronaps. Interesting. Like you could just took a little nap. Took a little nap. Oh, that would be like that would change the texture of life. For like, you couldn't have a car because like you're constantly taking like micro naps for half of your day. Oh, and the article leads off. Tired commuters might know the feeling. You are so drowsy that you close your eyes for a split so it can only be jolted back to full alertness and then as the train screeches to a stop in a station. Yeah. These momentary lapses of extremely short snoozes that scientists call microsleeps, unlike typical sleep, are not restorative and offer little true rest for the overtired among us. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Those little naps like don't super help you. So worse than actually taking a nap? Yeah, those are the fucking worst. Yeah. But a new study suggests that for watchful chinstrap penguin parents, microsleeps, and thousands of them to be precise, are enough to get by as they guard their eggs. Nesting chinstraps penguins doze off for a few seconds to slumber more than 10,000 times each day. That's incredible. The fact that just up and back, up and back. Is there any predators? Okay, a little nap. Any predators? A little nap. Like that's incredible. And a joy to know that that exists in wild and that exists like out in nature. Like that's freaking awesome. These super short naps allow the penguin parents to gradually get enough sleep to function and remain vigilant against predators scheming to steal their eggs. Hey, there you go. Bimka's a new parent over the last year. Well, don't you wish you could just like micro nap? Oh, I heard the kid. Okay, is the kid good? Kid good? Okay, but kid's good. Micro nap. Yeah, let me a micro nap. Hold on. Nesting chinstrap penguins doze off for a few seconds and slumber more than 10,000 times each day. Researchers report Tuesday in the Journal of Science. These super short naps allow penguins to gradually... Oh, I did read that. Man, see, I just took a micro nap. Didn't know where I was. It's really surprising that they can sustain these micro sleeps all the time. Okay, so this isn't just like when they have like an egg. This is like how the penguin exists in life. What? The way humans have like evolved, we need to sleep and dream and like wash away all the bullshit of the day. This is like what sleep is so good and important for you. It like washes away, and then when you wake up and you've had enough sleep, you can be like, wow, I was tired, and you can make good decisions. You can make good things happen in your life. If you're not getting enough sleep, it's so bad for you. Like sleep number 1, like nutrition number 2, exercise number 3. We talk about this all the time. It's really surprising that they can say this to suggest that sleep is not a one-size-fits-all phenomenon in the animal kingdom and that natural selection can push it to extremes. These are evolutionary pressures that have been put upon the penguin in its like natural state. So the penguins that did survive had this trait and keep passing on this trait, and this trait gets, you know, better and better and better and better because it's so good for them. So interesting. Yeah, I just micronapped through my stream. Where am I? What's happening? One of these days I'll know how to read. This is why we do this. Good point, Rumbor. UCDavis.edu has an article here. A mixed origin that made maize successful, or maize, or I don't know how to pronounce it, corn. One caught my eye because like the development of food and the development of plants and agriculture is a new-ish phenomenon. So 3-stream streak, love it to see it. Thanks for sharing that in chat, appreciate it. Corn is one of the world's most widely grown crops. It is used for both human and animal foods and holds great cultural significance, especially for indigenous peoples in the Americas. Yet despite its importance, the origin of grain has been hotly debated for more than a century. Ooh, drama, corn drama. Did you know? You didn't even know about the corn drama. Hotly debated. Woo. Now new research published December 1st in Science shows that all modern corn descends from a hybrid created just over 5,000 years ago. That's a short period of time. In terms of like geological time and other things, 5,000 years ago. Wow. Wow. The work has implications both for improving one of the world's most important crops and to understanding how the histories of people and their crops influence each other. It's a new model for the origins and spread of corn and how it became a staple across the Americas. For the last few decades, the consensus has been that corn was domesticated once from a single wild grass called, oh my God, why do they call things this? Like, what is happening here? Teosinte. Teosinte. In the lowlands of southwest Mexico about 9,000 to 10,000 years ago. Known as corn in the United States, is not only a staple of diets around the globe, but can also be processed into sweeteners, ethanol, fuel, and many other uses. More recently, though, it's become clear that the genome of modern corn also contains a hefty dose of DNA from a second grass plant. Can't say this word. What is this word? No idea. That grows in the highlands of central Mexico. So between these two, they came together and made modern corn, basically, and then we've been genetically developing it over the years. Incredibly interesting. They analyzed the genomes of over 1,000 samples of corn and wild relatives. They found that about 20% of the genome of all corn worldwide comes from the second highland grass. Interesting. There's like way more to this article, and I think it's worth a read, but thought I'd bring it to light, as knowing about how our food is created, why our food is created, where it came from, like unlocks like things in your brain. Love learning things, love knowing about things, and love sharing the joy of learning with everybody. So let's see here. Last one, EPA. And this is from CNN.com. They're a news source. They do things. Nose is killing me right now, not sure why. EPA proposes requirement to remove lead pipes from U.S. water systems within 10 years. Sounds great. That's like really interesting. And it's like a 10-year time span. This is like a public works project. This is a public health concern. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency is proposing a rule that would require water systems across the country to replace millions of lead service lines within 10 years. The rule would accelerate progress towards the Biden administration goal of removing all lead pipes. Lead exposure is linked to significant health and developmental problems, especially for children. Yeah, and boomers. Like, they had lead in everything. Lead in paint, lead in this, lead in that. God. Just not good. The EPA proposal said lines that must be replaced within 10 years, regardless of the lead levels in tap or other drinking water samples. Good, because you never know when it's gonna like go off a cliff and like be a problem. Like we saw this in Flint when they switched over the water system and fucked up all the pipes, and people literally couldn't have water. Like, it's so important. and everyone in Flint is like damaged because of it. Additional time could be allowed in certain circumstances for some systems that need complete system-wide line replacements. Yeah, but they need to make plans for it. It's 10 years. You can make a plan for 10 years. And if you make a plan and start working on it now and show you've made some progress, yeah, you'll get extra time allowances. The Safe Drinking Water Act authorizes the EPA to establish regulations for public water systems, and the lead and copper rule was established in 1991 to reduce exposure to lead in drinking water. Oh my gosh, even in my lifetime, maybe I've drunk water with lead in it. Oh no. Why? It was revised in 2021, generally with more detailed and stringent requirements. All right, this is where legislation and giant government public agencies are doing so well. Everyone's like, government bad, government can't do anything right, blah blah blah, private industry better. No, private industry is run by humans. It's not better. Like, it's all shit, I agree, but these are ways in which the government is trying to protect its citizens, and the government is doing good things, right? Just, oh, my taxes don't pay for anything, my taxes don't do anything. Yes, they do. And good things are happening. People just don't look for them. It's not reported widely in the news. This is why I try to look for these like nice articles that is like, look at this good thing that is happening. We're trying to make water better for all of our future generations. And it's probably going to be like cock-blocked or dismantled by some Republican dipshit in the future. That's like, legislation bad. EPA bad. No, this is fucking good. Anyways, there's more to the article, but, I've run out of articles. I still got some coffee to drink, but we'll have to see you next time. And thanks so much for joining me for Rise and Grind, and we'll see you then.